Hello students, today I am going to discuss some of the important definitions in trees. So coming to the first one, rooted tree. So a rooted tree is a tree in which a particular vertex is designated as a root. Okay, so a rooted tree is nothing but in that particular tree we have to consider a particular vertex as a root. Okay, so for understanding I am giving you one example. So I am drawing one tree first of all. So these are the vertices A, B, C, D, E. Of course, this is F, and this is G, and this is H. Okay, this is the given graph. Okay, if you want to consider a particular vertex as a root, so here I am considering, you can consider any vertex as a root. So, but here I am considering small a as a root. So that I am considering small a as a root. So this is small a. I am considering this as a root. Okay. So from small a, we are having only one edge. That is, we are having edge from small a to C. So that we have to draw an edge from A to C. So that I am drawing an edge from A to C. So this is the edge C. Okay. From C, if you observe the graph, from C, we are having three edges. Okay. We are having three edges. One is we are having C to B, and another one we are having is from C to E, and also we are having from C to F. So we are having three edges from C, so that I have drawn those three edges incident on C. Okay, so coming to the next vertex, B. If you observe B, so we are having two edges incident on B. One is from B to C, that is already we have drawn, and now we have to draw an edge from B to D. So that I am drawing an edge from B to D. So this is the edge from B to D. Okay, so coming to the next vertex, that is E. So if you observe E, we are having only one edge incident on E, that is from E to C. So that was already, so we have drawn. Coming to the vertex F, so we are having three edges incident on that particular vertex. One is from F to C, that was already drawn. So now we have to draw two more edges, and those are F to G, and another one is F to H. So this is G and this is H. So this is the given graph. So this is the given graph, and in this graph I have selected one particular vertex as a root, and if we draw the diagram by selecting small a as a root, then we get this particular tree. So we say that this is a rooted tree. Okay, here we can indicate levels also. Here the root is nothing but level 0. We can treat that as level 0, and coming to the C, so that is level 1. Okay, this is level 1, and coming to the B, E and F, this is level 2. We can treat that as level 2, and finally, so the last vertices D, G, H can be treated as level 3. Okay, so we can also name the parent as well as the child for the rooted trees. Okay, so coming to the parents, parent and child. Okay, so I am drawing the parent as well as child. So the first, if you observe level 0, we are having a vertex small a. So we treat that vertex as a parent. And the child, it means the edge incident on that particular vertex is C. So that we can treat C as the child of A. So that I have written C as a child of A. Okay. So coming to the C, if you treat C as a parent, and if C has 3 children, one is B, and the second one is E, and the third one is F. So that once again in parent chart, in parent row column, I am writing C as a parent, and the children for C are B, comma E, comma F. So because those edges are incident on that particular vertex C, so that we have to treat those edges, those particular vertices as the childs of C. Okay. So now coming to the vertex B. So if you treat vertex B as a parent, vertex B has only one child, and that is D. Okay, that is D. And coming to the vertex E, E has no childs, so that we can't write E. So coming to the vertex F, F has two childs, so those are G comma H. Okay, in this way we can represent the parents as well as the childs corresponding to the parents. Okay, so your parents are nothing but vertices, childs are also nothing but vertices. So childs can be considered as the vertices which are, sorry, the edges which are incident on this particular vertices. Okay, so suppose in this particular example, if you treat B as a root, okay, we can also treat any vertex as a root. So in first I have chosen A as a root. If we choose B as a root, then we get, so now I am choosing B as a root for the above graph. Here I am drawing. So this is B. So I am choosing B as a root. So if you observe B, we are having two edges incident on that particular vertex. One is from B to C and the second one is from B to D. So that we have to draw two edges. One is from B to C and the second one is from B to D. So that this is C and this is D. Okay. So now coming to the vertex C, from C we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, we have already drawn B to C, so that we cannot draw once again from B to C. So we are having 3 more edges incident on C. One is from C to A, second one is from C to E, and the third one is from C to F. So that we have to draw, so 3 edges from C to, first one is from C to A, and the second one is from C to E, and the third one is from C to F. Okay, so this is C. So we have to draw 3 edges from C. Okay, so coming to the, so this is, we can treat the B as a root, and that root vertex can be treated as level 0. This is level 0. And coming to the next level, that is we are having a level 1, we are having 2 vertices on level 1. So those can be treated as level 1. Okay, so after completing level 1 vertices only, then we can come down to level 2 vertices. Okay, so I have completed up to C. Now coming to the D, if you observe the graph once again, so the D, the edges incident on D is only one edge we are having. So on that particular edge is from D to B. So that was already we have drawn, so that we need not to draw once again. So level 1 is completed. Now coming to the level 2. So these are all level 2 vertices. So this is level 2. Now coming to the vertex A. So the edges which are incident on A is only one vertex, that is C. So that was already written, so that we need not to draw once again. So coming to the E. So E also we are having only one edge incident on that particular vertex C. So that also we have already written, drawn, so that we need not to draw once again. Now coming to the vertex F, we are having two edges incident on particular, two edges incident on that particular vertex, so that we have to draw two edges. So this is one, and this is second one. So these are G and this is H. Okay. So this is also a rooted tree, and these vertices can be treated as level 3. Okay, so this is also a rooted tree. Here the root is B. So in the first example, I have treated A as a root. So now I have treated B as a root. So once again, if you draw a table for parents and childs, so we get the first level 0 vertex is B, so that we have to treat B as a parent, and the childs of B are C comma D, because we are having two edges incident on that particular vertex B. Those are C and D, so that we have to treat C comma D as the childs of B. So now coming to the vertex C. So if you treat C as a parent, and the childs for C are, we are having three childs for the C. So those are A comma E comma F. Okay. So since three edges are incident on that particular vertex, so we have to treat those three vertices as the childs of C. Okay. Next, coming to the D, we are not having any childs. It means we are not having any edges incident on that particular vertex D other than B. So we need not to represent that particular vertex D. Next, coming to the vertex A. So A from A to, we are not having any vertices incident on that particular vertex A other than C, so that we can neglect A, also E, and finally coming to F. So if you treat F as a parent, and the childs for F are Z comma H, because there are two edges incident on that particular vertex F. So this is the parent child table for a rooted tree. Okay, so the root, whatever the root you have selected, so that particular vertex can be treated as level 0 vertex, and after that from that vertex to whatever the vertices you have drawn from that vertex can be treated as level 1, and after that we have to treat it as level 2, and similarly level 3, and so on. Okay, we can treat levels in this way, and also the table of parents and child in this way. Okay, right. Coming to the next definition, that is very, very important one, spanning tree. So definition, a subgraph T of a connected graph, a subgraph T of a connected graph G is equal to V comma E is called a spanning tree, is called a spanning tree if it should satisfy two conditions. The first one is T is a tree. T is a tree. That is the first condition. And the second condition is T contains all the vertices of G. It means, that is, so the number of vertices in T is equal to the number of vertices in G. Okay, so whenever these two conditions are satisfied by a connected graph T, so then we say that connected graph is a spanning tree. Okay, so once again, so we have, if you want to find the spanning tree for a given connected graph, first of all, the first condition what it should be satisfied is, first of all, it should be a tree. So the connected graph should be a tree. So coming to the definition of tree, so a connected graph which are having no cycles. So whenever we are not having cycles and it is a connected graph, then we say that is a tree. So the first condition should be a tree, and the second condition is it contains, and that particular tree contains all the vertices of G. So whatever the vertices we are having in that connected graph, so those vertices should also present in that particular tree. So then only we say that connected graph is a spanning tree. Okay, so coming to the node points, So these are very, very important note points while doing problems. So coming to the note 1. If order of V means number of vertices is n, and order of E means number of edges is m, then the spanning tree of G must have n vertices and n minus 1 edges. So this is the first point. So the first point tells us that if G is a connected graph with n vertices and m edges, then the resulting spanning tree must contain n vertices and n minus 1 edges. N minus 1 edges. Okay, n minus 1 edges, right? So coming to the second note point, we must remove m minus of n minus 1 edges from G means graph to obtain a spanning tree. This is most important point. So we have given, next we have to do some problems regarding spanning trees. So in those problems, so there will be a connected graph. From that connected graph, we have to find the spanning tree. Okay, so what we have to do is we must remove m minus of n minus 1 edges from that connected graph to obtain a spanning tree. Here m is nothing but the number of edges in that connected graph, and n is nothing but the number of vertices in that connected graph. So by using this particular formula, we can obtain a spanning tree from the given connected graph. Okay, right. So coming to the third point, in removing these edges, one must ensure that the resulting graph remain connected, and further there is no cycles in it. So then only we say that that particular connected graph is a tree, spanning tree, of course. So a spanning tree, if you want to say a spanning tree, define a spanning tree, first of all it should be a tree. So whenever we are saying this particular graph is a tree, then clearly it does not contain cycles. So whenever we are removing those edges, so we have to keep it in mind that the resulting graph should be a connected graph. Okay, and also it does not contains any cycles. Then only we say that that resulting graph should be a spanning tree. First of all, it is a tree, and after that we say that that is a spanning tree. Okay, right. Thank you.